Hey guys, it's Tamara. I am back with another video. Today we're going to end our Friday just talking a little bit about the panic cycle. I have a lot of clients who are struggling with panic symptoms, and so I felt it necessary to end our Friday talking about that. I'm going to walk you through an activity. For those of you who have been subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are not subscribed, I encourage you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button over here on the side, so then that way you can stay with me as we talk about various topics. We've been talking a lot about personalities, and I want you guys to stick around for Monday of next week because we're going to be talking about something that's pretty controversial, emotional, overwhelming, and very confusing, and that is multiple personality disorder. We're going to talk about that on Monday, so stick around. I think a lot of you are going to like that. So the benefits for you today in this video is that we're going to talk a little bit about the panic cycle. I also want to use a worksheet to kind of walk us through this, and I want you to walk with me as we complete the panic cycle. I want you to see how things correlate, how they attach, and they relate to the other. So let's just jump in, okay? When we have anxiety, okay, and I'm going to put the clinical definition of anxiety over here. When we have anxiety, we have to be aware of our triggers. And our triggers can be physiological. It could be a headache, nausea. It could be chills. It could be dizziness, vomiting. Our triggers can also be psychological and emotional, right? Thinking about things that bother us, thinking about a bad day at work, thinking about a traumatic childhood, thinking about a relationship that broke up, whatever it might be. The next thing that we also need to focus on is that anxiety can also interfere with your ability to process things correctly. And so what I mean by that is memory, right? Rote memorization. So memorizing the things that you need to remember right away, being able to pay attention for long periods of time, being able to focus and stay on task, being able to pull back when you're feeling impulsive, right? Anxiety gets in the way of all of those things. It also, if it's untreated, can go into depression, and it can create depressive symptoms such as sadness and low motivation, anhedonia. I'm going to put that definition over here, right? It's a loss of pleasure in things once enjoyed, reduction in appetite, right? All kind of things can happen when you are anxious and it's untreated and depression is occurring, right? So you have anxiety and depression at the same time, and it can make symptoms 10 times worse. So what I usually do with clients is I try to help them see that one thing leads to the other, to the other, to the other. And the best way to get in and disrupt that cycle is to utilize skills, utilize therapy and counseling, utilize appropriate tools to make sure that you don't get stuck in a trap or a cycle, all right? So let's talk about the panic cycle. The panic cycle includes 4 different stages, okay? The first stage is a anxious emotion or frightening emotion, and that could be feeling panicky, it could be feeling nervous, it could be feeling uncertain and confused, it could be feeling angry. Whatever that emotion is, it's at the top of the panic cycle. It's that thing that triggers the chain reaction. The next is the frightening thought, okay? So we have the emotion that's frightening, or we have the anxious emotion. Now we have the frightening thought, or the emotion of nervousness and complete uncertainty, right? So you tell yourself, for example, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to get there on time, right? I'm not going to accomplish this task. I'm not going to walk down the aisle. I'm not going to be able to do it, right? I'm not going to be able to have a baby. I'm not going to be able to, right? You say that to yourself. When you have the emotion starts that chain reaction. It kickstarts the thought process, and the thought process kickstarts the physiological process. The physiological process is increased heart rate, headaches, vomiting, nausea, hot flashes. It might even be flashbacks if you have post-traumatic stress disorder. It could also... Whoops, I apologize, guys, for that sound. It could also be salivation that's really like repeated and overstimulated, right? It could be chest tightening, right? Whatever it is, it's a physiological response to the thought and the emotion, all right? Once those three things happen, the emotion, the thought, the physiological process, then we have the self-deprecating thoughts and behaviors, right? I'm never going to be good enough, right? I can't even make myself relax and calm down long enough to do what I need to do. I'm going to give up. There's no reason for me to keep going through this, right? I'm a failure. Therapy never worked before, so how's it going to work now? Or my therapist doesn't understand me. She only or he only professes to get me. I've never been understood by therapists, right? Those are self-deprecating, things that you're verbalizing, but they are self-deprecating thoughts. They are self-deprecating behaviors, right? A self-deprecating behavior may be something like refusing to get up and try, right? So that's the panic cycle. The emotion, the thought, the physiological sensation, and then the self-deprecating thought and behavior. It's all a cycle. And so in the next couple of days, I might do a bonus video where I give you some tools and tips and steps on how to disrupt that panic cycle. Thank you so much, guys, for being with me today in this video. I encourage you to give it a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. Stay tuned for my video on Monday. We're going to talk about multiple personality disorder all next week. I think it's an important topic, and it's something that I'm dealing with right now with a client who has come overseas. They have been with me for a while now, and we're just getting to the recognition that there's multiple personalities. So this is something I'm dealing with right now. It's something I've dealt with in the past. So stick around, guys. I want to educate you about that as well. And I'm also going to link to some other videos and some other resources on multiple personality disorder, just so that you can learn what you need to learn. But in the meantime, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.